Hey, peacemakers, it's the Soul Koach coming at you with another episode, so sit back and let's find your peace of mind. Sorry to disturb your peace, but I'm going to drop a sponsor ad right about now. Who is Jamie Norwood and who is Cynthia Plotch?
Yeah, so I can give a little bit of background on Jamie and I. Jamie and I met in 2015 through Menstrual for America, which is a fellowship that we joined right after college. Jamie came from Tulane, down in Illinois, and I came from Penn here in Philly. So we met in 2015, spent a great summer together learning all about entrepreneurship and working at a startup. And then in 2016, we actually started working together at the same company. So we were working at another company. Jamie was doing customer experience. I was running kind of our geographic growth. And from there, we learned that not only were we great being friends, but we were really great coworkers and really great partners. And that made us decide to start a company together.
In the midst of you guys meeting and everything, prior to you meeting, like throughout school and everything, what were you guys' dream jobs growing up, and how did that change when adulting hit?
Yes. Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, so I'll go first. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a journalist, and then studied English in college so I could work for a newspaper or a magazine, and then did an internship at a startup company in New Orleans and realized I loved working at a startup, and I wanted to try that after graduation when it was time to get my first full-time job. So that kind of led me to where we are today.
That's a great question. I don't know if I had a dream job. I think I had a lot of dream jobs, but I knew I really liked being a leader in my whole life. And so thought about leadership in a whole bunch of ways. And I'd say early on, maybe as I was starting college, I had my first experience at a startup and realized that was the path for me.
Let's fast forward. Both of you guys met and the friendship started. So how did Stix come about? What is Stix? Let's explain that to the listeners.
Stix is a women's health brand focused on discretion and access, and we're starting with pregnancy tests. We're really rethinking the way women go about buying and receiving pregnancy tests to make it delightful and enjoyable and not stigmatized or stressful.
Okay. And so how did you guys, create it? What, were you just sitting somewhere and then it just popped in your head, or how did the whole idea of creating a pregnancy test come about?
Yes, that is a great question. So we created Stix after this summer. I was buying a pregnancy test in my neighborhood drugstore, and I actually ran into my boyfriend's mom, which was horrible. I'm sure you can imagine. And after that experience, I called Jamie and I was like, wow, this was terrible. And it turns out Jamie actually purchases pregnancy tests fairly regularly. And so from there, we started talking about how much it's best to buy a pregnancy test, but all women do it at some point or many points in their lives. And that was kind of where the idea came from.
Wow, I know that was an embarrassing moment. And I know all of us, whether it was oh, I missed my period, or I really think I'm pregnant, there's always that fear of bumping into someone you know when you're in the actual, the store. You try to go to the shortest line or go to customer service, and you're always looking over your shoulders like something's going to happen. So
Totally.
during the creation process, was there anyone who doubted you guys, saying that it wasn't going to be, it was going to be just like every other pregnancy test, or basically saying that this wasn't going to be possible?
Yeah, unfortunately, we did hear that from quite a few people, and we, saw lots of eye rolls and people really questioning what we were doing. And, even now we still get some Facebook and Instagram trolls that comment mean things on our ads. So it's really nice for Cynthia and I to have each other to talk about these things with and realize that it's not going to be easy and people are going to try to stand in our way. And for us, we just try to keep focusing on the problem and creating a better, we want Stix to completely remove that problem.
Yeah, I can see that. And when I first came across you guys' ad on Instagram, I was like, this is different. I didn't expect to see this on my timeline. And so when I actually purchased recently, it was very discreet. I'm definitely going to post my pictures and stuff on my social media for peace of mind. And I really didn't expect it because I ordered it, I believe, on a Monday or Tuesday, and I got it that Wednesday. And I was like, what the world? The pregnancy test, fairy godmother come drop it off herself. It was really quick. I got the email saying that it had been shipped, and then bam, it was at my doorstep. And it's really discreet. And the fact that it was in a very light package, so it was you wouldn't even expect a pregnancy test to be in there. And so I'm like, they did a really good job with this packaging and everything. And I actually took it out and compared it with Clear Blue. So I went to the store, bought Clear Blue, and I did both. I did the Stix test first, and then I did the Clear Blue test. Both said not pregnant, and they both, I think the Clear Blue took longer to give me a result. And it was a digital one. And Stix, it popped up within 5 seconds, the results. I was like, either they have super technology in this thing or I have some super pee. So during the moment when you guys were in the creation process, where was there any time in between where you were like, okay, I'm just getting frustrated. I don't think that this is something that we can do. Let's go back to the drawing board. This is something that we can't do. And what was your motivation to keep going?
Yeah, so like you said, there's definitely a lot of hard points in the starting of Stix. A lot of people say no to things, and a lot of things that we thought were going to be really core and key to Stix that just weren't that important to our users, but the opposite happened too, which is good. And the entire time, I think we've been incredibly motivated by the fact that we are solving a real problem for women, and people reach out to us every single day thanking us for creating a product that really protects their privacy. And honestly, it is so inspiring and it is so humbling to be able to help people that way. I think that's definitely what keeps us going.
Yeah, and I can definitely see that because, like you said, there are some people who have irregular periods and are really scared, or they might be in a position where they don't have $20 and almost $30, $40 to go spending on pregnancy tests every time they think they're pregnant. And so with that being said, why was the need for discrete pregnancy results experience a need for women?
Oh, great question. So as anybody who's gotten a pregnancy test knows, it's a pretty intimidating experience when you go to the drugstore. So there's a lot of people who are looking at you. You have to go check out. The cashier might give you a dirty look. Somebody else might say something to you while you're standing in line. See it as you go to reach for the aisle, anything like that. When the truth is, what goes on in our own bodies is our own business and nobody else's. And so we really wanted to preserve that privacy, make sure that women could really, really feel that throughout the entire experience. And that's kind of where the need came from.
Yeah, and the privacy helps because, certain things when you go to the store and say if you want to go to self-checkout and then they're like, you have to get the customer service person or the representative who's at the checkout center to help you because they have to enter your date of birth and all this stuff to make sure you're old enough to buy these products. And it's like your little thing, the light is flashing at the checkout sign, so it's like drawing more attention. And it's really embarrassing. So I definitely can see why you guys made it as discreet as possible. And like I said, when I purchased, you guys did a really good job with explaining in an email, it's going to come in a small envelope and it says GS on the outside, and it doesn't, you have no idea what's on the inside. And the fact that the weight or anything, it's not too bulky, so it doesn't give off that there is a pregnancy test in there. Unless somebody has x-ray vision and can see through, there's no way they can know that you're having pregnancy tests delivered to your house.
Exactly. And that was so important to us in building Stix.
Yeah. So this can be ordered on a subscription plan. Was this created so that if couples are trying to get pregnant, they can monitor their results discreetly, or what was the idea behind the subscription plan?
Yeah, so we created the subscription plan just to offer flexibility to all types of women. So couples trying to get pregnant is definitely one use case because on average in the U.S. it takes up to 6 months to conceive. And then there's also lots of other use cases, such as women who don't want to get pregnant but have irregular periods or no period. Maybe they're on hormonal birth control, or they have an implant or an IUD, something that takes away their period, and they just want to monitor to make sure they're not pregnant. No birth control is 100% effective. And then there's also women who choose not to use birth control and use like fertility awareness methods and just want to keep tabs and monitor, make sure that they're not pregnant. So we really created that feature for all types of women.
Let's take a break and hear a message from our sponsors.
Hi, we're Cynthia and Jamie, the founders of Stix, and we're on a mission to make pregnancy tests accessible and empowering. We started Stix after I ran into my boyfriend's mom in a drugstore with a pregnancy test in hand. It was awful and sadly true. We were fed up with dated brands, overpriced tests, and worrying about bumping into familiar faces in drugstore aisles, so we decided to do something about it.
We created Stix because buying a high-quality pregnancy test should be easy and delightful, no matter the answer you're looking for. Stix is over 99% effective, gyno-approved, fairly priced, and delivered in a very discreet envelope. Check us out at getstix.co and use the code POMPOD, P-O-M-P-O-D, to save 10% on your first order.
Let's get back to the show.
We talked about this for a second, but I think the idea that pregnancy tests are for women who are trying to get pregnant is a misconception, because women who don't want to get pregnant also take pregnancy tests, and that's completely okay. And we want Stix and pregnancy testing in general to be comfortable and empowering no matter what you're hoping for in the result window. So that's really why we created Stix, and that's one of the reasons. And then in line with that, feeling comfortable and having peace of mind, pregnancy testing doesn't have to be a reactive, last-minute stressful thing. We really created Stix so women can take control of their bodies and know what's going on and just feel at ease with the whole experience.
Most definitely. I know that you guys are going to start shaking some things up with your movement, and I know that a lot of women are going to be behind you because they needed this push and this motivation to feel more comfortable with themselves. So with that being said, how can people help support Stix besides purchasing? So investing, sponsoring, and anything under that umbrella. What are some future goals that you guys have for Stix for over the next 5 years?
Yeah, we really want to help women get better access to pregnancy tests. So we want to grow to as many possible customers as we possibly can to really have very deep impact and possibly even branch out into other product lines too. Definitely purchasing always goes a long way, but the best way I would say people can help is just by starting to talk to us. If you know anybody who is a woman, who is, sexually active, who may or may not need a pregnancy test at some point in their life, tell them about it. If you work with a group of people that has a big email list, definitely share the word there. Anything that you can do to help women understand that buying a pregnancy test doesn't have to suck, and we're here to make it better.
Okay. And do you guys have you guys had any international orders? And do you offer international shipping just in case someone from the UK or wherever might want to order from you guys? Do they have the same option?
Not yet, but hopefully we will get there one day. We would love to be international.
Personal level, as far as being business owners, where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years? Okay, and I've heard some statistics that you were throwing out. What age group have you seen that actually falls into the category that would be Stix would be of service to them?
Yeah. So we've seen a lot of early traction and orders coming in from younger women. So like early 20s, even some teenagers have been ordering. So that's really interesting.
Okay. So what's the worst pregnancy test experience you've heard from a customer or just in general, just from doing your research?
Heard some pretty awful stories. I think one of the worst ones that we heard recently was a woman who was trying to get pregnant, and she was going to the drugstore every month and buying tests to take, and it was taking her and her partner a long time to actually conceive. Again, totally normal, happens to many, many people. And one day when she was checking out, somebody who worked at that store came up to her and said, you're buying these all the time. This clearly isn't working. You should just give up. So that's pretty horrible.
Oh, my God. That's really rude. I never would have expected someone from the store to say that, and that just goes to show you that people are paying attention, and the fact that she felt comfortable with going to her local drugstore, that they actually would say something like that. So I know that she's really, really happy that you guys created Stix, because of someone like her. They can order discreetly or on a subscription basis, or, hey, if she wants to order them one at a time, she can do that. So what are some what are any misconceptions that you want to clear up that you haven't addressed when it comes to your movement and your brand and just Stix in general?
Our vision for Stix extends to lots of other problems that women face. So, we want to make sure that we're growing the business and helping women feel more comfortable about lots of different things. That's not just pregnancy. So that's kind of, the broader vision for Stix. And then I think on a personal level, Cynthia and I just want to be making a positive difference in women's lives and, growing ourselves as people and entrepreneurs and friends and all those things.
Where can people find you guys on social media? How can they purchase? And where can they email you guys at for business inquiries?
Yeah, so guys can find us on our website at getstix.co. And on Instagram, our handle is getstix, that's GETSTIX. Facebook, same thing, in the facebook.com/GetStix. And then if you want to shoot us an email, which we would love, you can reach us at hello@getstix.co. This is Jamie.
I'm Cynthia.
And we're with Stix, and you're listening to Peace of Mind with the Soul Koach.
Be sure to cut that notification bell on so that you will get notified every time, whether you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, or any place. Just go ahead and make sure notifications are on so you can be told when I am dropping a new episode. And definitely like our podcast and let us know what is going on with you, what you want us to talk about, and we'll keep you informed via push notifications on your app. Definitely check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and email us if you need to at yourpeaceofmind2016@gmail.com. All can be found in the show notes of all of our shows, our podcast, and we'll be able to hit you up and we can chat, peacemakers. This episode is called Menstrual Monday. It's dedicated to women. Yes, it is. I mean, men, you can listen in. I'm not discriminating or anything, but this is dedicated especially to female entrepreneurs in the feminine hygiene industry, and it goes to Cynthia Plotch and Jamie Norwood. They have a business called Stix, and we're going to gain a little bit more insight on what Stix is, what's more to come for Stix in the near future, and how they got started. So let's listen in.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.